And I am more than honored and more than excited and a little nervous about having our incredible mayor with us to co-host with us. Mayor Sharon Weston Broome, thank you for coming in.
Oh, Johnny, I'm really excited to do this morning, you know.
Well, you're so good at that. I mean, you did that for what, 5 years?
I did for 5 years, but you know, times change, things change. You mature a little bit in terms of your looks, everything else, but it's refreshing to do that this morning.
That is so much
Very
fun.
refreshing.
So we're going to keep it no controversial stuff. We're just going to have some fun.
Oh, that's exciting news right there.
I do feel an obligation to share a couple of things. First, female to hold the position of mayor president for Baton Rouge and East Baton Rouge Parish. You served on the Metro Council, a member of the Louisiana State Representatives and Louisiana State Senator. You were also the first woman to hold leadership positions, Speaker Pro Tem in the House and President Pro Tem in the Senate. That's fantastic. Boy, your accolades, Louisiana Coalition Against Domestic Violence, Louisiana Health Freedom Coalition, American Heart Association, Every Child Matters, we've heard you talk about that, Baton Rouge NAACP, Lifetime Achievement Award winner, Girl Scouts Louisiana East Chapter Women of Distinction Award, Omega Phi Psi Fraternity, Lambda Kappa Chapter, Citizen of the Year in 2017, National Congress of Black Women. You have a BA in Mass Communications. You've also taught, I think, right, at the Manship School?
At the Manship School at Southern University. And
BRCC?
BRCC as well, yeah.
And for years, you may remember this. I remember this well because I was here for 5 years. You were on TV on Channel 2.
I was.
Who was there with you guys at that time? Was that John Mahaffey?
No, well, I think he was on the evening desk then. Right. I'm not sure, but you know, things have certainly evolved since those days. That was back in, like, I want to say 2005, around that area. You know, after a while, Johnny, everything just starts meshing together. Yeah, but it was a fun time. You know, at that time we helped people solve their problems. Yeah. You know, I can remember young people who needed wheelchairs, and I remember one story distinctly. A young person who needed a transplant, and then we had someone who offered their plane for when we got the organ to fly the organ in.
Was it to St. Jude?
I can't remember all of the details, but the bottom line is it was a great opportunity to help people, to serve people.
I think it was Michael Marsh and Sylvia Weatherspoon on the evening desk back
then.
Probably
so.
I think so. Wow. Yeah. So then you decided to get into public service, and boy, you went all the way to the State House.
Well, it's really funny that my work in television really coincided with simultaneous with my work as a state representative, and so both were going on at the same time. God. And it's been a journey. You know, I tell people all the time, I would never have thought back then when I started my public service journey. That's what I like to say.
That's what I say too.
In 1989, that you know, it would still be going on today, and it just evolved. You know, there was never a time that I carved out this political journey in my life, but it just evolved. Public service just evolved, and I feel like that's part of my purpose here on Earth. Yeah, I really do. Well, serving people.
You're great at it. You know, the politicians and public servants aren't always the same thing. That's why I introduced her as public servant.
Well, thank
you. Mayor. But you've done so many great things. Did you ever think you would be mayor? And did you ever think you would have the title of the first female mayor?
No, I did not. When I started this journey, I never thought about being a mayor. As I said, it was just part of the path. And I always tell people this, you know, as a public servant, when you're running for elected office, a little different. You know, you have people in appointed positions, various other roles of public service, but when you run for elected office, you put yourself out there and offer yourself for public service, and the people have to choose whether they want you or not. So it's a little different from being appointed to a position or working for an organization where you're hired. The citizens decide if they want to hire you or not. You offer yourself up. So I feel enormously fortunate and blessed that the citizens of this community have allowed me to serve them over the years.
So you're really in our community, we're not going to going to get you to. We're not going to hold you to any statement, but any desire to go higher?
No.
No governor's race?
No. And you know, they say never say never, but right now is no.
You got your hands full. I mean, you're going to ride a bike tonight, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, well, I think what I'll have to do is launch the bike ride because my schedule often changes, and Councilman Cole has been working on this, and other council members. I think this is the second one, and so I do have a bike. I'll give a plug for Front Yard Bikes. That's where my bike came from. Aren't they a great organization? And so I am going to be out there when they start to launch. And then after that, I have another commitment.
Now, you're talking about Pedaling for Peace.
I'm talking about Pedaling for Peace tonight.
Us about that.
It starts at 6 p.m. Well, you know, well, I will tell you, Councilman Lamont Cole started Pedaling for Peace as a way to unite the citizenry and the council and other elected officials around peace during the summer months. You know, oftentimes, Johnny, there is a spike in violence in our community during the summer months. And so this bike, while you're certainly going to get in a good ride, is also symbolic to remind us that we want to unite around a common theme and common goal during the summer months of peace for our community. So it was very well attended. You know, what I like about the bike ride is that we have music going on as well. Yeah, and so, you know, we ride and you have music going on. And so it's going to be a great event. People are certainly invited to come out at 6 o'clock tonight for Pedaling for Peace.
Now, where is it? Let me see. I thought I had exactly where we're going to start that.
I think it's the library, isn't it? It's the library.
Right. At the Shoppers Value on Government Street.
Shoppers Value.
6 o'clock tonight.
Not the library. Sorry.
Not the library.
Shoppers Value.
On Government
That's another
Street.
event at the library.
My gosh, you're just involved in a lot of stuff. I always worry about people when I see them riding their bike with their earphones in. You're not going to hear the cars, you know.
Yeah.
We got to share the road with our two-wheelers, motorcycles and bicycles.
Yeah, and let me just say this. I have a helmet that I wear, you know, and I know that's usually a matter of choice, but I want to be on the safe side. And you said something just then, Johnny, if you don't mind me jumping around a little bit, when you talked about the whole bicycling. You know, very soon here in Baton Rouge, we're going to have our bike share program.
I love that idea.
That is going to start this summer. We're going to have 17 bike share stations in the downtown area, and eventually moving to LSU and to Southern University. And so if you like to ride a bike, if you want to use it as an alternative mode of transportation, or if you like it for exercise, you want to do something different, then you can participate in the bike share program. I'm real excited about that.
I've seen that in other cities, but I haven't done it in other cities, and I'm not quite sure how it's going to work. They're going to do downtown, obviously, and they're installing those now through, I think, June 23rd.
That's correct.
June 23rd.
That's correct.
In and around the downtown area, we've got a map on their website and on the city's website and on our website about where these locations are going to be. So, what do you do when you bike share? Do you know exactly mechanically how this is going to work? Do we put a quarter in something and unlock the bike?
Well, you know, it won't be a quarter, but there will be, you know, instructions on the station, the bike share station. And as you said, they have them in communities all over.
Oh, yeah,
our admonition is we want to encourage people to bike safely, you know, to bike safely. And we're creating bike paths in our upcoming Movie BR program. And so I think it's just a good...
Oops. That's just the chair. It breaks every week.
Okay.
Nobody's throwing
You're
anything.
okay. You're okay. Okay.
If they throw anything, they'll be throwing at me, not you.
Okay. I think it's a great alternative mode for exercise as well.
But you'll take a bike from position A, you'll go do your business or go whatever,
and you can take it to another bike station.
And drop it off there.
Correct.
Oh, so you don't have to bring it back to where you got it. That's what I like about that.
Yeah.
And eventually on the LSU Southern and campuses as well.
Yeah, we're going to have up to eventually 20 bicycle docks.
That is great.
12 to 20
Somebody told
bicycle
me that
docks at
Perkins
each
Road overpass
station.
in that area may have one or two in that area as
Yeah,
well. So
exactly.
that's going to be exciting. Bike share this
Yeah,
summer.
that's
So
right.
we'll be ready to do that this weekend. What else do you have? I kind of want to make this your show because you're so kind to come in.
And you're so generous. So let's talk a little bit. We've been talking about the bike share. We're talking about peace, pedaling for peace tonight. Then bike share is coming up. And so also it reminds me of, as we segue,
Look at this. True TV professional.
by our Healthy BR program. And so our Healthy BR program, we are all over the place.
I'm
with the
embarrassed
mayor.
to sit next to this lady when she's talking about healthy BR. She is so fit, and I'm so, not fit.
Well, let me
yet.
just say this. So let's talk about that for a
do you
minute.
do that as
So
you
let's talk
age?
about that for a minute. We started last year our Move with the Mayor initiative in conjunction with the mayor's Healthy BR program. And I committed to making some lifestyle changes.
Personally,
Yeah, because I wanted to lead by example. I didn't want to have the move with the mayor and I'm not moving, right? So I decided to do self-inventory and self-reflection, and it was no doubt for me that I needed to lose a few pounds, right? And sometimes that's easier said than done. And what I encourage people to do is find your own path, your own journey to being healthy, right? And so I decided that I wanted to lose weight, and I did it two ways. I did it with my Move with the Mayor program, so that I was all over the place, riding bikes, walking, running a little bit, wall climbing. I tell you, one of my most challenging times was at a 4th grade class at Westdale Elementary School, and the gym teacher there, who's been in fitness for decades, I mean, she had me doing planks, she had all kind of stuff, and I was like, I was so out of shape, I was getting there.
Was she
but
a
I was
younger than you?
No, she was not a little younger.
Really?
But the kids, you heard that program, Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader?
Yes.
So my mantra that day was, can you exercise with a 4th grader? And so it was a little challenging. But anyway, so we've done all of those things, and then I decided to get on a weight loss program known as, is it okay for me to say their name?
Nutrisystem?
Oh, no, not Nutrisystem.
Yeah,
God bless Nutrisystem, but it was not Nutrisystem. It was what is now known as WW.
WW.
Mm-hmm.
Weight Watchers.
That's it, Weight Watchers.
They've been around since the 70s, and
Yeah.
they're rock solid. That's the one that hasn't come and gone.
Yeah, and
They're
they've
just rock
changed.
solid.
They've changed. Sometimes when you think about losing weight, it becomes, very tedious, very laborious, and, you're not inspired, most people, but Weight Watchers now has evolved into this program where you can eat whatever you want to eat for the most part. And for about 15 years, I have been a pescatarian.
I saw that in your bio.
Yeah.
What is a pescatarian?
So
you eat bugs?
No bugs.
That's not pest.
Wait, not to be confused with a Presbyterian. I said I'm a pescatarian.
Do they eat bugs?
No. So a pescatarian is fish.
So you're not saying pest?
No, pesca.
P-E?
Pescatarian.
P-E-S-C-A?
P-E-S-C-E. Pesca.
Pescatarian.
Yes,
I've never heard that
Yeah,
in
so
my life.
pescatarian is someone who eats, fish and seafood. And here in Louisiana, that's very easy to do. But let me tell you what my personal challenge is that it wasn't that I was not eating and sticking to my pescatarian lifestyle. It was that I never saw a French fry that I didn't like.
That's
and those
me.
French fries
Those and
were
potato
killing
chips.
me. They were killing me.
So with Weight Watchers, you can eat some.
Yes, it's moderation, and they have freestyle, so you can create all of these different things that you eat. So I eat French fries in moderation now.
Right.
I don't stop at Mickey D's every night
Well, they say that's
like
the
I
key.
used to do for comfort food at night, to reward myself after a hard day's
Oh my
work.
gosh.
I would tell my security
Absolutely.
detail, let's stop at McDonald's and get some fries, So I stopped doing that, and every now and then I will eat French fries. But long story short, I started the journey of weight loss in March of 2018, and by the end of the year, I had lost 35 pounds. And so now the goal is keeping that weight off.
So now, do you feel deprived?
Oh no, I never feel deprived. I had a good lunch yesterday with one of my council members, and I had fish with crab meat and vegetables.
Where do sweets fall into that? Do you have
well,
a sweet
see,
once
for
in a while?
me, every now and then, but that's not, I'm not a sweet eater. You know, I'm not a pie eater, cake eater, you know, none of that moves me. French fries, potatoes, that's what moves me, not sweets.
Well,
so let me tell you what I do.
Keto diet.
Let me tell you what I do. So every night, usually I eat a piece of dark chocolate, Dove's dark chocolate, and every now and then I eat 2 pieces. And then that satisfies, satisfies my sweet tooth.
Well,
now my husband, the first gentleman, that's a whole nother story. Love you, Marvin. Love you. Much love. Much love. That's a whole different story. He's not on the same diet with me, but he's getting there. He's getting there. But, you know, the other thing is, my husband is a wonderful, marvelous cook. In fact, that's how he won me over.
Really?
Yeah, he cooked some very great salmon, and it just...
Well, now that's a healthy fish for you.
It is. I eat a lot of that. But he's a great cook. He loves to cook. He loves to... So now this is what my husband says. So I'm going to throw this out here, Johnny. My husband always says, he says, you know, I'm surprised more people don't invite us over to their house for dinner. So I was like, maybe they don't know that we're open to coming to their house for dinner.
Wow.
So right now, I will put that out there because my husband Marvin says, he's surprised people don't invite us over to their house for dinner. So if you want to have dinner with the mayor and Marvin, you know, reach out to me at the office and we will probably take you up on that.
I got to tell you, she is very approachable. We called her to about this show thinking, well, we'll make the formal request and fill out the paperwork and things like that. She will, well, absolutely, I'll do it. And I'm like, what? The mayor said yes? Well, that is fascinating. We have the Get Fit Red
Healthy
Stick.
BR. Healthy BR.
Healthy BR, and we've got a link to that. Get Fit Red Stick is one of our products as well.
Yeah.
And we're encouraging that. So leading by example, that is incredible. Now, do you feel better with the...
Oh, I feel a lot better.
Can you notice a difference?
Oh, I definitely notice a difference.
Really?
Definitely notice a difference in terms of my energy level. Certainly notice a difference in terms of my clothes. Right. And I have not, you know, people say, are you going to buy a new wardrobe? No. You know, I buy a few new pieces here and there, just like everybody else. But basically what I do is take my clothes to my friend who's a tailor, and they fix it all up for me. They take it up. So
boy, I can't wait to go to the tailor and have them take in instead of let out.
Yeah.
So I need to jump on board with that.
Yeah, but you got to find the path that works for you, Johnny.
Oh yeah, and these
you got to find the path that works for you.
Carbs are bad for you. Carbs are good for you. Sugar's bad. Sugar's good.
So you got to find the path that works
all
for you.
All fruits. It's like it's crazy. I like the idea of the portion control and the Weight Watchers.
Yeah.
It's just so simple, and they keep it simple for you.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you. Now the issue is have me back next year this time, and make sure that I'm still
staying
at
with
that.
Oh yeah. Well, I think
that's called accountability.
You just put it out there.
I know. That's called accountability.
It's a done deal.
It's called accountability. We got a lot going on in Baton Rouge this weekend, don't we?
We do. Where do you want to go next?
Well, you know, we have Friday night movies on the Plaza.
Yeah, that was supposed to start the 1st of June, and they had to bump that first one because of the weather. In fact, it was a week ago yesterday that we had the horrible rain. In fact, poor Diane, she was leaving Friday, a week ago today, and she was working Thursday thinking, I'm going to get off at 9 o'clock, go home and do another load of clothes and pack and leave. That weather kept her here all day. No, so I felt bad for her. But the movie's on the Plaza, so they will start that officially tonight. The movie that was going to be last week was going to be Frozen.
Oh,
so they're moving
Frozen
to the first Friday in July.
Okay.
So we'll have all of June Fridays and then July Fridays, and so that's starting tonight out at the Goodwood Library.
Okay, great.
Goodwood Library.
Great. Yeah, that's the Goodwood Library is a wonderful meeting place for people in our community.
It's a place to escape.
It is. It's a place to escape. They have wonderful meeting rooms. Now they have an outside cafe. You could sit outside. It's just a great place to to connect in Baton Rouge.
Man, we got
I
so
love
much
it.
going on in our city. I wanted to jump down to a couple of things for tomorrow because I don't want to let time get away
Yeah.
from me. The Juneteenth Roots and Heritage Festival and the Southern Soul Extravaganza.
Yeah.
Juneteenth is something that's kind of cool and it's coming
Right.
up tomorrow too.
So Juneteenth, the date of Juneteenth is June 19th. There is a celebration tomorrow, and of course it commemorates the emancipation from slavery in Texas that took place in 1865, 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation was done in 1863. Now, Johnny, there are a lot of different justifications that people offer for that. But nevertheless, Sadie Roberts Joseph, who is the founder and curator at the African American Odell Williams Now and Then Museum, is certainly celebrating this throughout the month. I went to her kickoff the other day, where she didn't recognize me, but that's okay, Sadie. I still love you.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's good because you lost so much weight.
Yeah, that's what she said. That's what she said.
Exactly.
She didn't recognize.
Taking up for you, Miss Sadie.
So they're going to have a unity walk, music, dance, speakers, vendors, and that's going to take place at 538 South Boulevard, right near the downtown area.
Is that the Gus Young Park?
No, that is right near the museum, Now and Then Museum,
Oh, right,
which is right near South Boulevard.
Gotcha.
So that's where that is. And so today is a day. You've got on your red, white, and blue.
Flag Day.
Flag Day time.
Flag Day today.
And so last week I had the opportunity to go to Senator Regina Barrow's Flag Day ceremony at the USS Kidd. Congressman Graves was there, some other members of the community, clergy, etc. And I often tease her and say, you put Flag Day on the map here in Baton Rouge. But let me tell you, although today is Flag Day, let me tell you about an experience there that was quite amazing. We had women veterans who participated in the ceremony, and these women did a demonstration of folding the flag and what each fold means. It was quite
you can't just fold
quite
that
insightful.
like a bed sheet.
No, you can't. You can't.
There's a method to the madness.
Quite insightful how they folded, what each fold means, and how they present it to a family member. So that was very.
I was
very
reading
insightful.
too for preparation for Flag Day and how do you dispose of a flag. And there's several ways when the flags get old that you can dispose of them. Burning it, obviously, but before you burn it, you fold it like that. I didn't know that.
Really?
You can't
Yeah.
just don't
I
throw
didn't
your
know
flag
that
in the
either.
fire. You can bury your flag, fold it, put it into a receptacle, and bury that receptacle. Don't let it touch the ground. You can shred your flag, but never shred the Stars and Stripes section.
Wow.
They said that, and then you burn those individual pieces if you shred it, but burn the Stars and Stripes last. They said recycle it, give it to the veterans' homes and things like that. But I thought just burning was the only way that was approved. But it's burning, burying, shredding. Never let it touch the ground, and if you do bury it, put it into a box of some kind.
Wow, I didn't know that
But you
either.
fold it like that, and
Yeah.
I've watched them. I couldn't do it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it takes some training to do that, to fold that flag, and so we also just want to thank our veterans,
Oh my God.
all ages, all gender. They have really done so much for us in this country, and so we can't thank our veterans enough. We can always.
Some of our young, you and I are in the same age group, but some of our younger folks really, really need to go to the War Veterans Home out in Jackson and spend an afternoon talking to these men.
Yeah.
And women veterans too. But
Exactly.
my gosh, the stories that I signed up for the draft at 18. Would have
Really?
gone. We weren't in wartime, but I would have been scared to death. But I would have gone.
Yeah.
But fortunately, didn't have to do that. But I'm just so appreciative of everything that they've done.
My husband is a veteran, and he often talks about his experience. Actually, he was in communications.
Really?
Yeah, during
What branch?
in the Army during the Vietnam era, and so he often shares information about his experience. And we've started a Veterans Commission, the mayor's office has, and so we want to find out what we can do to serve our veterans, to respond to their needs, and there are a lot. That's a whole nother conversation.
Well, PTSD is real.
That's a whole nother conversation for another
real.
time. But when I think about folks who serve us, like our veterans, I have to think about our first responders.
Oh, yeah, tell me about the show.
Yeah, so this past Wednesday, I'm sorry, all my days start going together as well. So this past Wednesday was the premiere of First Responders. And our Baton Rouge police, sheriff, EMS, fire, all of them are involved in this program, and it's a live program. So I want everybody to stay tuned because I am getting ready to launch a watch party for an episode of First Responders, so we can cheer our first responders here in East Baton Rouge Parish on. We'll have about 3 or 4 locations for the watch party, so stay tuned for the date, time, and location. So we can, and guess what? Not only will we just have a watch party with food, refreshments, but we'll look at the segments, and during the commercial breaks, we'll talk about it, or even afterwards, we'll talk about what we saw, what we noticed, things that we didn't know were taking place, surprises. We're just kind of do our own review of the show.
So the show, is it 30 minutes, an hour?
It's an hour, I believe,
Wow.
and it's at 8 p.m. on another station.
What, Fox?
Yes, on Fox.
Well, we can talk
I didn't know
about
if
Look,
I'm on WAFB this morning, so I didn't know if, Fox, if I could say Fox. So it's at 8 p.m. on Wednesday nights, and I hear that it got rave reviews.
Excellent.
A lot
It's
of
all
people.
local, our people here.
Yeah, our people here.
well, that goes right into the Baton Rouge Explorer program, which is an informational open house is going to be at the police department tomorrow.
Yes,
At the Training Academy at 9000 Airline, 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon for 14 to 18-year-olds.
Great group.
Who are interested in the Baton Rouge Police Department Explorer program. Participants will work in conjunction with the EMS,
Yes.
Boy Scouts, District Attorney's Office, Coroner's Office. And so the open house is tomorrow afternoon at 5 o'clock at BRPD headquarters at the Training Academy on 9000 Airline. So that's something, too, kind of tie right in there. That's a great
Absolutely.
program.
And, our police department, they are hosting a series of youth camps this summer.
Someone
Did
told
you
me
know
that.
Yeah.
I did not. No, someone told me
So they're
that.
hosting a series of youth camps. I can't tell you if they're all packed now, but if you're interested as a parent, you might want to reach out to the Baton Rouge Police Department. Call Chief Murphy Paul and his team there, and I'm sure they can give you information, 389-3000, and find out more. Come out to the Explorer program tomorrow, but you might get your child in one of the camps. I don't know for sure if they are filled to capacity, but I've been hearing great things about the camps.
Yeah, they'll squeeze you in. Great visit. What else? I don't know how to address you, Madam Mayor. I guess with Game of Thrones, I could call you Your Grace.
No, you just,
Your Grace.
Because
we're running out of time, but I want
We
to make
are?
sure that you hit everything
oh my
you wanted
goodness,
to hit.
it's almost.
this is like crazy,
time.
huh?
So, do I get to come back? Maybe when you go on vacation,
gosh.
then Diane can invite me to come back as a co-host.
Now,
What
here's
do you
the
think?
deal.
What?
Here's the deal with that.
No, Diane doesn't get to invite me.
You had some plenty of talk time today. If you and Di are sitting here, I don't know how much time you're going to be able to talk.
Oh,
And I say that
can't
with
believe-
love. I say that with love.
I love Di. That's my friend. I love
She
her.
is a sweetheart. I
she's
love
a
her to
sweetheart.
death. But we tease about it all the time. Come up for air, Di.
Yeah. So, Johnny, let me mention something that is very important. I know we've just been having fun this morning, but this is informational. And we have what we are calling our roof reset program. Did anybody tell you about that?
Yes, we had that on the air.
And
as a matter
so
of fact.
this roof reset program is launching a new $1 million rapid roof repair program. And so if your roof needs repair and you fall into the category of guidelines, then we can help you. And so what you need to do, there are applications at various libraries that you can pick up. It's called Roof Reset. Roof Reset. And you can also call 387-5606, 387-5606, which is Build Baton Rouge, formerly known as the Redevelopment Authority. We're partnering with them. I think this is an excellent program. You know, so roof repairs are not cheap.
No, they're very expensive.
They're not cheap.
Even if you just get a repairs, but I mean the replacement is ridiculous.
Yeah, so this is, I was really excited about this. Applications will be accepted through July 31st. So if you want more information about the Roof Reset program, call 387-5606. Anything else going on your plate?
No, Father's Day plans with you and the kids?
Oh, yeah. Well, I can't tell it right now. I'm a surprise. I'm a surprise Marvin.
Uh-oh.
The truth is, I got to figure out what I'm going to do.
Oh, my gosh. She knows what she's going to do.
No. I purchased a gift online and I've been tracking it on a daily basis. It's not here yet.
Oh no.
You know, and so I'm hoping that between now and tomorrow it comes. If not,
if it doesn't come tomorrow, call me and I'll give you the time.
Yeah,
I'll
you give me the time. Thank you. And I was going to put in his card, coming soon. Let me just say happy Father's Day to all of our fathers, our grandfathers, our uncles, anybody who serves as a surrogate father, a mentor. Thank you so much. You play a significant role in the life of your child, your children, your grandchildren. You know, yesterday, Marvin, I was looking for him. Of course, his phone died, and found out though I didn't get upset. Women, does anybody else know about that? You know, you're trying to get your husband, he call and call, nobody answers. So anyway,
start worrying.
So he comes home and tells me he's taken the 3 grandchildren to New Orleans to the one of the parks there.
Really?
It was the garden, the botanical garden in New Orleans. Yeah, so he's a good father, good grandfather, and shout out to Marvin Alonzo Broome. Happy Father's Day.
That is
first gentleman.
Awesome. The first gentleman. And the first lady has graced us with her presence today on Java Talk. You are so much fun. I think you can go back into television if you get out of public service, public office.
As I said, elected office is you offer yourself. So hopefully, I will continue to serve the great people. If I need a backup plan, I'll give you a call.
I know you and have known you for a long time. You don't serve just because you're elected. You're a serving nature, serving spirit.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for coming in.
Yeah, I'm so glad to be here with you today.
Our Mayor Sharon Weston Broome, everybody in for Diane on Java Talk. Have a great weekend, great Father's Day. Fly your flag today, and we'll see you around the city on the weekend. Join us today at noon, 560. By the way, at noon today, every day, starting today at noon, at the end of our noon newscast, we're going to start playing the national anthem.
I heard that. I
am so excited about that. So that'll start at noon today.
Well, good.
Sharon Weston Broome, thank you so much.
And thank you for what you do for the community as well.
Right back to you. All right, we'll see you next Friday on Java Talk. Take care. We're clear.
Clear? Good.
You were
so fun.
brilliant.
Oh,
you did
so
more than I had
kind.
hoped for.
Really?
That was brilliant.
Oh.